I said it's a very special day for Frank, and I'm proud to be here representing the Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame. I've known Frank for a long time. He's one of the most renowned anglers on the Umpqua River. He began guiding on the river over 50 years ago. He has fished with many famous anglers, politicians, actors, presidents. He and his wife Jeannie built Steamboat Inn in 1957 and operated for 20 years. He's been called the father of the Umpqua, the legend of the Umpqua. There's an ad out now where he's known as the ambassador for fly fishing for the North Umpqua. He served 2 terms on the Oregon Fish and Wildlife Commission. Served on the Oregon State Water Board for 4 years. A member of the National Parks Angling Advisory Group, and was instrumental in helping create and distribute Pass Creek, a movie that affected the logging habits in the state of Oregon and the Northwest to the positive for us fishermen.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. Just a side note here, I put my notes together with this fish hook, just so you'll know it's barber's. And I'll save it for you. Frank has received many awards for his efforts. In 1970, he received the National Wildlife Federation Sears and Roebuck Conservationist of the Year. He won the Isaac Walton Lake's Beaver Award for his achievements in conservation. He was given the Andrews Award for wild trout management. In 2003, he won the Federation of Fly Fishers Conservation Award, and he's one of only 2 honorary members to the Wildlife Steelhead Coalition. He and wife Jeannie were 2006 Citizens of the Year in Glide. He has been actively involved in a number of conservation groups like the Steamboaters and the North Umpqua Foundation. All of these accomplishments that Frank's achieved are as a result of his care for the river, the fish, and the care of the river and the people, protecting that. I found a story on the internet that I wanted to share. I'm sure you might have heard it. If you haven't, it's fun, I think. He said, the first thing I ever caught on the North Umpqua was a wooden bridge that used to span Steamboat Creek. It was back in 1946. His fly was hooked to his rod that had popped loose when they're driving down the bumpy road. And the fly caught the bridge. And he said, the bridge put up a great fight, took almost all my fly line out before we got the truck stopped. Like I said, I've known Frank for many years. I've worked with him and I've fished with him. Today I'm proud to honor him. The Freshwater Fishing Hall of Fame is located in Hayward, Wisconsin, and since 1980 they've inducted over 300 people into the various categories worldwide. They've got categories like legendary anglers, legendary communicators, legendary guides, and legendary artists. Frank could fit in almost any one of these categories, but he received the ultimate award. It's called enshrinement. There's only 110 people that has received this award worldwide. It's based on their impact, the lasting impact, if you will, to benefit the sport of freshwater sport fishing, nationally and internationally. This is a very select group. Fabled anglers like Ernest Hemingway, Joe Brooks, Ted Williams, Homer Circle, Lee Wolf, and now Frank Moore. I'm proud to be a part of this, but I'm even prouder to call Frank my friend. So Frank, if you'll come.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you for every one of you out there who are here with me today. You know, I owe so much to the art, or just the sport of fishing, and fly fishing especially. I have had so many dear, dear, dear friends that that I've met over the years, and I've fished with some of the best in the world and some of the worst. And one of the most wonderful things that I've had said about my age, at my angling or fishing, fly fishing, whatever they be, came from this young man right over here, who was Steve Raychef, who was without question the greatest, not only fly fishing, but all around caster, as well as, not only in my judgment, but I know is probably the greatest fisherman I've ever met and ever spent time with. And that's our own wonderful Steve Raychef.
Learned it from you, Frank. Thank you.
I was fishing with Steve up on the North Umpqua here a few years ago, and I was fishing below him, I guess. And he said, he says, I fished with the best there is, and he says, you're in the top 98%. And then he said, and then and now that 98%, you're in the top 2%. And I'll tell you, if I fell in, I wouldn't have been able to sink in the water because my head was so damn big. But that to me, that was really the greatest compliment I've ever received in anything, Steve. And then there's so many people out here today that I see that have meant so much to me over all the years, and one right down here with a black hat, and he's not a black hat. He's one of the whitest heart man I've ever seen in my life, and he's the owner of the Big K Ranch, Al Kesterson, and I love you, Al Kesterson. And just think, how do you realize, people, how lucky you are to have all these people come all the way from Seattle and their places like that to share their talents with you at this wonderful little Reedsport show? Man, I'll tell you, I would, all those who come, all the fly tires in the room that are here yet, would you please hold up your hands so everybody can see who you are? Up high! Jeannie and I both say that this little showdown here, of all of them we've ever worked and attended, is the finest. We have more fun down here, and on top of that, Sherry and Stan sure put out the food. Jeannie tells me I can't eat much this weekend because I've been sick all week. But are you going to let me eat just a little bit tonight?
A little bit.
Okay. Anyway, there's so many people here that mean so much to me. My family are all here, and where's Lee? Is he around here somewhere? Just, I don't know where he is. Okay, Lee, and this is Russ here, Russ Mock. Last year, we lost our water lines last year in that fire. Those two guys got some people together, some kids and other people too, and had a whole bunch of water line, miles of water line destroyed in the fire. And they come up not once but several times with picks, shovels, hoes, you name it, and help rebury that water line for me. And I wasn't in very good shape to do it, but I don't know, they went up and down, and it's a steep old mountain to do it on.
Yeah, but Russ can.
And anyway, such friends and relation as that makes this whole world worthwhile. And anyway, I've gone on long enough. God bless every one of you, and thank you so much.